welcoming Musyoka Peter.
I salute the graduates, the faculty, parents and friends gathered here today to witness this, your 46th annual graduation ceremony of Scott Theological College. Allow me to start by congratulating graduates and also the academic as well as the administrative staff of this college for running a good race and more so finishing the same. Friends, Scott Theological College is one of the oldest institutions of higher education in our country. And considering that the establishment of this institution began in earnest way back in 1895, when the African Inland Mission set foot in Kenya under the leadership of the late Peter Cameron Scott, I can safely say that the journey of Scott Theological College is in some way synonymous with the history of Christianity in our country. And that being the case, you should consider yourselves, starting with those graduating today, and as well as the teaching and administrative staff, right up to the entire alumni, part of a great tradition, the Peter Cameron Scott tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is because a quick audit of what the Christian mission in Kenya has accomplished in this country over the last 1 century is largely responsible for not just proselytizing the lost, but also equipping them to embrace modern education, get access to better health care, and opening greater prospects for a more bearable life. Much as we may occasionally forget, it is true that all of us gathered here are products and beneficiaries of the fundamental principles and ethos espoused by the philosophy behind Scott Theological College. That we are a part of a great tradition that literally brought salvation to us in several fronts is indeed good news. However, this is hardly enough. We cannot bask in the glory of our privileged position or knowledge and fail in our eternal mission to continuously and tirelessly entrench the Christian value system in a world increasingly under siege from all manner of lures and tribulations. In other words, I'm challenging the graduates today to go out and in truth become the salt of the world as mandated by the wisdom in the Bible. I'm aware that you have time and again heard the phrase, I quote, salt of the world. So they are in the New Testament, isn't it? I would not be surprised if this phrase has joined a long list of marketplace cliches that elicit neither empathy nor deeper thought. To be the salt of the world is to define the point of departure in the calling of those who indeed profess the Christian faith. May I now share with you 3 areas among several others that I'm persuaded graduates of Scott Theological College can distinguish themselves at the marketplace. 1, I dare suggest, be creative in your approach to making the world a better place to live in. As graduates, given the power to read and to do all things that appertain to your word, you have been given the authority to explore ways of reaching the soul of those you serve in order to influence them positively for permanent transformation. Congratulations, Dr. Momo. I heard you say, as Vice Chancellor, you will be a transformational leader. For this to happen, you cannot, for instance, possibly ride on the understanding of the African psyche documented by the missionaries of yore, or confine yourselves to the already beaten path. If you turn off your God-given sense of inquiry, I assure you that you are likely to do things the same way as they were done years ago, and you can be certain of recording diminished results year in, year out. What is the point in persisting to do things the same way and yet expect to get different results? Given, for instance, that politics has become the cockpit from where the destiny of modern world is literally negotiated, it is critical that Christian ethos be embedded right in the nerve center of our national political discourse, conversation, and I dare suggest practice. This is one of those areas, as the sort, you are critically needed. In a word, I'm urging Scott Theological College to evolve courses that will help your grandees understand the psyche of our people better and be able to deepen their Christian walk to the point where Christian culture will be supplanted in the very DNA of our being a nation. That is powerful, isn't it? And that is a charge that I give to you. Once that happens, Kenya will cease being lumped as part of the African continent, where Christianity is said to be wide, yet too shallow. I personally believe that this decade, the 21st century, the new millennium, is the millennium for Africa. You know, we've been talking, and I think it's getting also to our DNA, those of you who like economics, that this country is supposed to be a newly industrialized nation by the year 2030.